Hey YouTube, today I'll be doing a set of valve cover gaskets on this 2002 Toyota Sequoia. Parts needed so far will be a Pro gasket set VS 50592R. I picked this up from a local auto parts store called V&J in Duncanville, Texas for about 45 bucks. They had it online at Rock Auto for $29.99 plus shipping, which would have yielded about 38 bucks for shipping to Texas. The only thing with Rock Auto is that they don't ship fast enough sometimes when you're in a rush. You might order on a Sunday night and still not get it till the next Monday. So I decided not to fool with it. And then you also have your brake cleaner. That'll just clean up some of the mess here. But today we'll be doing, this will be the left side of the valve cover gasket. And then we'll be doing the right side. I've already started because my last video kind of went out on me. So these are 4 10mm bolts that are on the coil packs for the spark plugs. And then you have 9 10mm bolts that go around the valve cover. There, and there. And that'll allow you to pry this off to replace the gasket. So I will report back once I've done that. All right, guys and gals, that only took me about, 5 or so minutes. I have all the coil packs removed. I have all 9 bolts removed. What's weird about on this left side of the, or the right side of the engine, all of my little screws were, probably as tight as about like a hand tighten. So really, it wasn't much torque on them at all, and that could very well be the reason for my valve cover gasket leaks. But I took the coil packs out in the order that they go. So this is the furthest back on the right side, all the way up to the front. And I kind of laid these screws out as well, how I took them out from the top row to the one underneath the intake manifold, and then the bottom row. And I'll be back once I get this thing pulled off. I do want to mention it's very, very limited space to get your screwdriver in here to pry up on the valve cover. So what I did is I came through underneath the intake and I mounted it right there, and then I pried up on it there, and you see it's coming right off of there just like that. So, see if I can do this with 2 hands. If not, I gotta put the phone, with 1 hand. If not, I gotta put the phone down. Oh, need to disconnect your, looks like a breather tube here. And disconnect it from the, let's try to get it off here. There we go. Put that back on the intake there. Now, I didn't know how much stuff I was gonna have to take off. I was hoping that this thing would pop out without having to take this intake, the air filter off, and all the tubing that goes with that. And we'll see if it's possible. I'm trying to work this thing out of here. Work it out. It's a lot of room in the engine bay, surprisingly, but doesn't look like this thing wants to play nice. Oh, there we go. As you can see, valve cover is off, and there's the gasket. Inside this engine looks pretty clean for about 230,000 miles. All right, I'll be back. All right, so since everything is off, we're gonna go ahead and inspect a few things. We're gonna clean up all this gunk and grime that's been leaking. As you can see, it's been leaking onto my exhaust manifold as well. And we're gonna try to scrape off any of the previous Toyota Bond or Permatex gasket sealer, anything like that. Get all that off of there. And then we're gonna come over here and do a little bit of house cleaning on this valve cover gasket. See how dirty and grimy it is. So we'll use the brake cleaner, some paper towels, brush, get that thing nice and clean. And these are your spark plug tube seals that you'll need to pry out of that.